So a little bit about nutrition. We're going to talk about what binge and restrict looks like. So if you ever find yourself being quote unquote good on the weekdays and then quote unquote bad on the weekends, that's a question if you ever find yourself doing that. The reason I'm using air quotes is because I want you to erase good and bad from your vocabulary when it comes to food, because not one ingredient is going to cause you harm unless obviously you're allergic to it or you have an intolerance. It's what you do in the long run that's going to impact your overall health and well-being. It's not one singular ingredient. It's not one single food. It's that overall 365 days a year, what you're doing. If you're constantly thinking about food, stressing over it, and worrying about it, and there's a difference between that and being mindful and being self-aware. There's a big difference. Or if you have at one point like eliminated an entire food group, if you've been a chronic dieter, those are all different types of disordered eating patterns. One of the main forms of them is the binge and restrict pattern, which is what I'm going to go over a little bit today. So that's where you restrict either calories or food groups during the week and then end up eating anything and everything on the weekend. You may not realize that you do it. Sometimes it's like I say things and people have like a self-realization that that's what it is. And they're like, oh, I did not know. Like they save their calories or they save their junk food for the weekend. That's something that you can have every single day. Like that's okay. You're putting a lot of value toward food that does not have or hold any value at all, unless you personally put value in it, but you don't need to. So normally if it's just binge eating, so if it's just binge, like you don't restrict, you're just eating, your regular diet, but you find that you're binging a lot. A lot of that is because we are not getting one of our needs met. That is what has been found with any type of binge eating, is that one of our needs is not met. So our reaction is with food, right? When you feel like you want to binge, if you're specifically in that, if you're not in the restrict binge, if you're just in the binge, grab a journal when you want to binge. Write down how you're feeling, what the emotion is, like how your body is physically feeling, and figure out what you need, what need is not getting met. And then you're going to ask for that need to be met, whatever the case may be, whatever you need to do, that's going to at least start to get you in the right direction, to help with that binge eating. So again, grab journal. Journals are like the best things ever when it comes to these things. Most people, again, I find them on the restrict and binge kind of category. That can be more of a control issue. That can be a body image issue. That could be well, that's how I grew up. It could be which honestly, a lot of us have grown up with disordered eating patterns, so understandably so. But those are like the main three that I see, is it's a control, a body image, or just like familial generational. So what we need to find is our overall health, right? Which is when we're capable. So overall health is when we're capable of doing things that we want to do with ease. So like we are not feeling fatigued. We are not feeling tired. We're not feeling unable to do our task. We are able to live our life and go about our day and do all of the things. And that's it. That's it. It's going to look different for everybody. And I just want to remind you of last week's video, because it may not be the number on the scale that you like. Being healthy and being someone that like you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't like this part about my body. That's fine. You don't have to like it. I don't like some parts of my body, but it does good things for me and it's trying its best. Again, body neutrality. But we want to be able to function, and enjoy life and enjoy everything that comes with it. You want to go out, everyone's getting pizza. You want to eat the slice of pizza. Eat the slice of pizza. It's not going to do anything to you. It will if you do it every day for 7 years, but it's not going to do it the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times that you're doing it. Even once a week, twice a week. It's not going to cause irreparable damage to eat a slice of pizza. So take a deep breath. Remember that your body is doing its best for you, right? Health looks different on everybody. I may look healthy, but I am severely chronically ill. And I say that as a teaching moment for people because I was 70 pounds heavier the last time most of you saw me. I did not plan on losing weight. I was happy at the weight that I was at. I was able to do everything and live life and enjoy things. And, I was able to do anything that I wanted to, 70 pounds heavier. I liked the way that I looked. Some parts of me I didn't like, but some parts I did. And again, that's okay. But now that I'm 70 pounds lighter, again, without wanting to be, I've gotten more compliments than ever. People are like, oh my God, how did you do it? And I'm like, well, would you like to be chronically ill? Would you like to have an autoimmune disease? It's not always what it seems, the way that people look. And that is more tied to body image issue, type of things. So if you're like, oh, I'm able to live my life, but I don't like my tummy, remember that everybody's tummy is soft. Those that have rock hard abs and those that have like no little bits of fat anywhere that you can grab, it's a filter, it's fake. A lot of those people dehydrate themselves. If you're talking about bodybuilders and things like that, they go on a very strict regimen for months where they're starving themselves and they're still working out hardcore and they don't feel well, like they physically don't feel well, in order to look that way. And it's not something that's sustainable. And we want to look for something that's sustainably healthy, regardless of the number on the scale, because it's bullshit anyway. All right, go by how you feel. You feel good, you have energy, you can do things with ease, you can enjoy your life. That's all that matters. End of my rant. But that is more on binge and restrict, just because I find, again, a lot of people are in that category. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a rant. Sometimes people need a little bit of sense knocked into them. That is that. Again, I will use my teaching moment as myself, as a thin person now, which I do not recognize my body at all. I have a lot of body dysmorphia because I don't know what I look like unless a picture is taken of me, because I still feel the way that I was in my 200-pound body versus my 130-pound body. I still feel like I'm the 200-pound person, but I'm not. So you need to take everything with a grain of salt on how people look, okay? Especially if it's a body image issue. Control issues, that is going to be, again, what need is not being met that we feel that we need to control. What is so out of control in our life that we feel like we need to control our eating. Okay, so it's taking a look at all of that too. I know this one's kind of a longer video. But the main takeaway, body neutrality. 2, please go see a mental health counselor, therapist, anything like that. If you are dealing with an eating disorder, if you are dealing with disordered eating, if you are dealing with a lot of body image or self-image issues, please go see someone and talk to them about it. I know therapists are really booked up right now, but see if you can get in, because it is really important to talk to people about that. We do not want to live our lives 50 years, passing, and we're like, why was I so worried about that? I should have just been living and enjoying my life. We don't want that to be us. Enjoy life. Okay, that's the third thing. Enjoy your life, live it, and that's it. End of video.